I've got a feeling you can tell a man by the house he lives in. And there was a heap of pride and a man-sized share of arrogance in the owner of the Circle B.
Howdy. We ain't taking on any hands.
Well, that makes us even.
And we don't hold with saddle tramps.
We're still even.
Well, say your say and get.
I need a couple of 100 feet of barbed wire to fix your...
You! There's a store 60 miles due south.
You the boss?
McKellen Burke.
Well, Mr. Burke, it's a nice little place you got here.
Little! Throw him out, Joker, on his ear. Just fixing to Mr. Burke.
Now listen. I need some barbed wire.
Give him what he wants. You're on the wrong side of my fence. Keep your hands on those reins.
That's the second time you've sneaked up behind me, Mr. Burke.
There won't be no third. Now climb into your saddle and get.
Do you know that you and your man are trespassing?
Trespassing? On my own range? Man, you're talking wild.
Anybody interfering with government work is trespassing.
Who asked the government to come on my range? What are they doing here?
I guess you got a right to know. Come along.
Hold up. You got a name?
Yeah, I got a name. Vint Bonner. Mr. Burke, this is a government survey.
Yeah, the government surveyed through here clear back in '49.
Mm-hmm. With 2 eyes on the Indians and 1 on the transit. So no one rightly knows where Colorado leaves off and New Mexico begins.
Well, then I'll tell you. North of my range, it's Colorado. South, it's New Mexico. Betwixt and between, it's mine. Now, you take that news back to your government.
Mr. Burke, you wouldn't be aiming to secede from the Union, would you?
I could be pushed into it.
Trouble? Oh, I hope not. Looks like we got some company for supper. Of course, you'll have to eat beans. I haven't had much time to do any hunting lately.
Are you the hunter for this party?
You might say.
Are you the head surveyor?
You might say.
According to him, you got the right to cross my land without my say-so.
That's right. But the law says we've got to leave everything just as we found it, like replacing barbed wire.
Fair enough. And that goes for my cattle. And every critter on my place, tame and wild. I catch you shooting any of 'em, and you get shot.
There's a man be a trial to his friends.
What friends? Old Burke sure had me in a spot. I was ranging 50 miles a day for game, and not finding any. You aiming to hurt someone, Sonny?
We don't allow saddle tramps on Timberlake property.
1,000 miles, nothing but peace, and a dinky 50-mile spread, nothing but trouble.
Well, if you don't turn around and head back, I'll give you the next bullet right between the eyes.
My men could sure use that rabbit I shot.
Get off our land and stay off.
All right, son, but tell your folks I'll be coming through here with a survey party soon. Beans again.
You know, I don't mind vegetables once in a while, but 3 days in a row.
It's gonna be worse before it's better.
Maybe I could make friends with him, Vint.
Yeah. Just be sure and duck before he rattles.
Get out your peace pipe. Here he comes.
More beans?
Yeah. Want some?
Nope. I'm aging down a couple of antelope. Bagged them about 5 miles west of here.
We have no quarrel with any man, Mr. Burt.
I have. I don't like your hunter.
Mind if I handle this, Vint?
There's nothing me and you's got to talk about as long as Bonner's working for you.
You have it all wrong, Burt. I'm the head surveyor, but Bonner's in charge.
Sure makes it tough on you. I'll send you up some more beans. Come on, Joker.
Mr. Burke, you and I are going to have a heart-to-heart talk.
We got nothing to talk about.
From now on, my men and me are going to eat meat.
You're in my way, Bonner.
Seems to be all in one piece.
You saved my life.
Here, I'll give you a hand.
I don't need no help. I said I could take care of myself. You're free to hunt my range as much as you please. Come on, Joker, let's go.
This is the first real food we've had in days.
Got him with the first shot, too.
Hate to take you away from your supper, but Mr. Burke wants to see you.
What for?
Nothing to get excited about, as long as he ain't kept waiting too long.
Set yourself, Vint.
Well, if you don't mind, sir,
I said set.
Yes, sir.
Right handsome thing you done this afternoon.
I just happened to be there.
Right handsome.
All right.
It ain't every man would save an old coot who tried to run him down.
It was just as much my fault.
It was all my doings. Yes, sir, and it set me to thinking. You know, giving Vint the right to hunt ain't much to do in return for what he done.
Well, believe me, Mr. Burke, that's all I wanted.
Sit down.
Yes, sir.
So I was thinking I could take him on as a foreman in the place of Joker.
No, sir. Foreman, no.
And then I harkened back to the runaway. And I thought, supposing I'd been killed,
Believe me, Mr. Burke, you're too tough to be killed.
I said supposing. But if I had been killed, the whole circle would be spread. Every last steer, every blade of grass would have gone a-begging. You see, Vint, I haven't got an heir.
Oh, well, maybe you ought to be married.
Who'd marry me?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, how about a widow woman? There's always a widow woman around someplace.
No. I had something else in mind.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna have an heir, you gotta get married.
Too late. Time passed me by. No, I got a better idea.
Well,
Sit down.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir, thinking that away, I got a right good idea. I'll take myself a partner. That's what I said to myself. A man that I can trust. A man that returns good for bad. A man...
Partner. Partner? Well, I'll see you tomorrow, Mr. Burke. That is, well, maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Yes, sir. Here comes Laughing Boy again.
Oop. How's my partner this morning?
Mr. Burke.
Call me McClellan, Vint.
McClellan?
Oh, Mr. Dawson, I want you and your men to eat your meals over at my ranch while Vint and I ride over and get all those papers drawn up.
Papers? What papers?
Well, didn't he tell you? We're partners.
Partners? Why, only yesterday you
Well,
were...
didn't he tell you that either? Why, old Vint here, he saved my life. All my born days, I never did see a man so modest.
Mr. Burke.
McClellan.
McClellan. I don't want half your ranch.
Now, don't start saying no to me.
But I didn't do anything worth having half
You
your...
mean to say my life isn't worth much?
I'd do the same for anyone.
Just so happens you done it for me.
Mac, couldn't we just be friends and let it go at that?
Not unless you take half of my spread. Now, I'll keep the north half and give you the south half. Well, it's a little bit rocky.
No!
Why, you ornery, ungrateful...
Look, let's just get on with the surveying. We'll just have to eat beans, that's all.
Bonner! Vint. I just can't stand to be beholden to no man. But I'll give her a try for you.
Well, the next couple of weeks proved one thing for sure. With Burke for a friend, I didn't need any enemies. He was at my side every waking minute. Him and that smile. His gratitude was getting so it was downright painful. Oh, he got ruffled once in a while. Once he took me out to the limits of his property and pointed to what he called the Timberlake land on the other side. He didn't exactly have a high opinion of nesters. Well, I suppose I'll bring the men back for supper as usual. See you later.
Goodbye.
Best thing I could think of was to let old Burke save my life, and that would make the two of us even. Besides, I was getting a little desperate.
You, gather your gear and pack it up. Any tricks and I'll drop your partners.
Son, you've got this all wrong.
Yeah? Well, get moving.
If you'll only take me to your folks, I'll...
Clean the other side of the creek. That's where you're going. I had a hunch you'd show up. Go on, get in line with your pals.
Oh, aren't you being a mite drastic?
Shut up and start walking.
Drop that gun, Sonny.
Better do as he said, son.
Go on, do as I say.
Put your gun away. Go on. Now move. Go on. All right. The lot of you. Go back onto Burkeland.
How come you let a kid get the drop on you?
How come you let a woman get the drop on you?
Shut up. Now get started. One false move and we'll fire. The first to go will be you and you.
You're making a big mistake, ma'am. Now, if we could just talk this guy...
If you try that again...
You dang fool, you'll get us all shot.
Well, look, why don't you do something, Mr. Burke? You're the only one that can get us out of this danger.
Well, you might tell us at least what we've done, ma'am.
You're a thief and a land grabber.
A thief? Why, if you wasn't a lady, I'd...
Go ahead and try, Mr. Burke.
Come on, Ma. Let's shoot him now and get it over with.
Well, at least you might tell us what you think we stole.
Well, you don't even lie good. Out here with your surveyors, building up a crooked claim that I couldn't fight in court against your money and a bribed judge.
And you call me a liar.
Meaning I'm one?
Meaning you just told the biggest whopper I ever heard.
You take that back.
Well, maybe it was just a mistake. These men here are doing a government survey, ma'am.
Oh, sure. The whole government comes to a stop till the Timberlake land's been surveyed.
They don't give a hoot or a holler whose land they're on. They're running the territorial boundaries along here. Goes on this land right along here and then goes over on my land.
You don't have to shout.
Well,
Come on, Ned.
hey, not so fast there.
All right. We apologize.
What I mean is I want
What
you...
Mr. Burke means is that he'd like to, invite you down to his place for a chicken dinner.
Chicken? Chicken?
Sure, aside from saving my life, I understand he makes the best chicken in these parts. I do wish you'd come.
Well, we'd love to. Thank you very much.
Mr. Burke, you know, I haven't got a great deal I can call my own. I guess the closest thing to me is this six-shooter here. I'd be much obliged if you'd take it.
I didn't save your life. And you know it very well, Bonner.
Just call me Vint.
Stop smiling at me! Miss Timberlake, you weren't fixing to kill us, were you? Wasn't even loaded. Fine boy you've got here, Miss Timberlake. Come on, son. Take me to your pa.
We buried Pa June 7th last year.
Buried him?
Other side of the hill from where I saw you. Robbers got him. Couple of saddle tramps.
Dirty rats.
Pa, he didn't have a chance. Being out in the fields with only a weeding hoe.
Shooting an unarmed man.
We heard him arguing, Ma and me. And we drove him off with our guns. But they'd got Pa. And they said they was coming back for us. I only wish they'd try.
Well, thank you for everything. But I've let half the day slip by.
So have we. Nice meeting you, ma'am.
Oh, thank you.
Let's go, Williams.
Can I come along?
Want to be a surveyor? Happy to have you, Ned.
Next time you come calling, we'll give you a more fitting reception. Goodbye, Mr. Bonner.
Oh, your gun.
Oh. Well, thank you again.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh. Bye.
Bye.
Now, that's what I'd call a right handsome widow woman. You got yourself a new assistant.
One of the best. Hey, Vint, we've lost so much time today. I think we better work all the hours we can.
We're gonna need something to eat for tonight.
Well, I could shoot you a couple of rabbits.
You could? Oh, come on up. Hubert. That's good.
That's Mom.
Hold on.
Burke was really the other tramp.
You all right, ma'am?
I think so.
Look!
This was awful. If I had to save old Burke again, I'd never get out from under his gratitude alive. Then I got me a real inspiration. I'd let someone else do it. When you get close enough, grab hold of the reins. Grab the reins, son. Well, Mr. Burke, he looked like he'd reached the end of the line. But knowing him like I did, I was pretty sure he had plenty of years left in him yet.
Vint.
No, wait just a second. Don't go blaming me for this.
Partner.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you got it all wrong, you see.
You, Vint, can have the north half.
Now, wait, I didn't have a chance to save your ornery hide. It was Ned here that stopped the runaway. All I did was back him up. Why, you should have seen that youngster. He saved your life for sure.
Come here, son. Sit down. And you borned him.
When you came flying down that hill, Mr. Burke, you looked like the cavalry charging to the rescue.
Why, little old Ned here, he took his little old life in his two little old hands, and you let him. You, a full-grown man, let a half-grown boy risk his life on a runaway that you could have hauled in with one hand tied behind you.
Well, no, wait just a gall-darn second. I wasn't exactly standing around with my thumb in my mouth, you know.
You up and sent a boy on a man's job. Shame on you. My boy.
Well, he did.
You know, he's going to make a mighty fine rancher when he grows up. You know, Ned, that South 50 there is a little bit rocky. But I'll tell you, when we get together, we'll fix it up all right. You'll have a mighty fine piece of...
Well, that's about all there was to tell. Except some weeks later, I got me an invitation to a wedding. And finally got himself an heir. All neat and ready-made. Someone else to throw that smile at.